This is really being presented to us as the best deal available under the circumstances. I think it's a bad deal for teachers. I think it'll roll back many of the gains we've fought for over many long years, such as the career structure for the teaching profession. It'll fundamentally alter our contract in ways that we can't predict at the moment. It will facilitate the evisceration of our pensions and the creation of a new yellow pack pension regime for new entrants to teaching. It'll leave you with a longer working week for sure, and with performance-related income. In return for this, we get a commitment masquerading as a guarantee, which can be summed up thus: we won't cut your pay again unless we feel we really have to. Now, the essence of this deal is the same as the one that was put together in December. If workers in the public service can voluntarily make savings in the public paying pension bill, then they won't have their core rates of pay cut. So the big question that I think the INTO leadership still has to answer is, where are the savings being made in the teachers paying pension bill as a consequence of this agreement? And I think that to understand this question, you need to have to look at what the McCarthy report says about managerial allowances and supervision and substitution money. So you have it up there in front of you. You can read it there. The cost of supervision cover is 300 million a year. And the important line is at the end: the group targets savings of 100 million a year from supervision and substitution, and 50 million in management allowances. Now, I think that's it in black and white. The Croke agreement provides a mechanism to avoid a further pay cut if you facilitate a pay cut under a different name. Workers in the health service have been asked to accept an extended working day which will cut their overtime payments and cost them money. I don't think it's credible to believe that a group of public servants as large as teachers are could be exempted from having some adjustment to their remuneration in this agreement. The subtext of this, I feel, really is the McCarthy report, which is name-checked in the first page of the agreement, that the government's future plans for reform of the public service will be guided in part by the McCarthy report, and I'll return to that again. Now, there are worse things than pay reductions contained in this agreement. The big prize for the government and for their partners in IBEC, isnt, and the Small Firms Association isn't public service pay, it's public service pensions. Government set out its thinking on pensions very clearly in the budget speech delivered by Brian Lennon last December. With regard to our current arrangement, where pension increases are linked to pay increases, he had this to say. A recent special report by the Controller of the General estimated the present cost of public service pensions at 108 billion, and a change to CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index inflation basis for post-retirement increases, would reduce that to 87 billion, a reduction of 20%. That 20% is a big reduction. You've suffered a 15% reduction in your salary when you put together the pension levy and the pay cut. But 20% off your pension, this is serious money over a long period of time. With respect to new entrants to teaching and the rest of the public service, the plan is much, much worse, which is the idea of basing pensions on career average earnings rather than final salary, and raising the minimum retirement age. Now, obviously, when Brian Lennon talks about private sector norms, he doesn't include the pension norms for private sector elites who are most to blame for the economic crisis. Otherwise, he wouldn't have personally sanctioned Richie Fletcher's pension terms as retiring at 55 with a pension of €360,000 a year. Private sector norms he has in mind are the norms for about 1 million people working in the private sector who have no occupational pensions whatsoever. Both of these drastic pension changes are included in the Croke agreement. We get to be consultant on the new entrant pension scheme, which the INTO has estimated will cut the value of the teacher's pension by an amazing 35%. And in return,